14 people currently watching the stream, so we're going to get started. Some of you guys might know, my name is Michael. I'm one of the co-founders actually of TasteNFT.
And I'm Nadina. I'm also one of the co-founders of TasteNFT. You might not have seen me before. I'm more like to be in the background, but here is my face, so I'm a real person.
Yeah, she's the one that does a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff actually on the technical side, more the brains of the operation, I would say. So anyway, there's been a lot going on since we launched. We launched about just almost 2 weeks ago. The market, not entirely the best conditions to launch in, but we are moving along with a lot of cool things that have been happening over the past 2 weeks. So just to go over some of those things from our roadmap that's been completed so far. Of course, you guys know we did a successful launch on PancakeSwap. So we're live right there. There's been some mentioning in the group actually about putting us on to another decentralized exchange like BakerSwap or 1inch, but that'll be something that'll probably happen in the future to kind of diversify our decentralized exchanges. We currently do have a centralized exchange listing. It is with CoinsBit.
Yep. Maybe one thing there is not much traffic now on there, obviously. But if you go there, you might see that it is micro USD to Taste, so that might be a little bit surprising. But the reason is that right now Taste has just such a low US dollar price, so they don't have enough zeros on CoinsBit to represent that in USDT. So it's micro USDT, so don't worry about it. Just basically divide it by 100,000 and you get the USDT price. So.
Yeah, and we are aiming for additional centralized exchanges. Nadine and I met with Bitmart last week, and we checked off all their boxes. Just one more we need to actually finish, and that's currently the number of wallet addresses that we need. So they just told us because of their new standards with deflationary tokens, and this is also with KuCoin, we need to have at least 80,000 wallet addresses to even to finalize getting listed on their exchange. And as some of you guys might know, we're currently at I think 16,500 addresses, which is a nice amount, but it's just because of the deflationary tokenomics of our coin, and we need more addresses.
Yeah, and so lots of exchanges required is high number of holders. So a little bit of homework for you guys: just send to a few friends, a few tokens, and kind of activate their wallets. So we're gonna be on more holders very quickly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we got 6,000 plus people in the Telegram. If all you guys get your friends, give them $10-20, we'll be at that 80,000 mark actually in no time. So anyway, community, get on that. Next thing we got done, actually, it's on our roadmap. We got our tech rate audit, which is big. That was one of our first paid audits, the full paid tech rate audit that went through. They really didn't identify any issues at all. You can go see the report on our website. It's underneath audits, and you can see it on the drop down. We also did complete our CertTech audit, but there has been a little bit of back and forth questions about that. Just to point out right now, on the CertTech website, it is currently back in onboarding status, and we'll answer more questions about this if the community wants. But essentially, the original audit that came out, CertTech had unfortunately made a few errors in the audit, and they made some adjustments, and now those adjustments are being redone again, actually. So we're hoping to get that actually sometime early next week. Their tech folks apologize for the delay, letting us know that it probably won't be this weekend, but sometime early next week that they'll switch it from onboarding back to the live status.
Yeah, and there are pinned messages in a Telegram group, so if you're more curious about the details of these issues that were pointed out by CertTech, also we're happy to answer more questions about that, but there should be quite well be explained in the Telegram.
Yeah. So then the next thing we're working on the roadmap, which I was hoping actually would be early last week, was CMC. I know you guys constantly are messaging the group, when CMC? I wish CMC would happen right now. I get probably 30, 40, 50 messages a day. Nadine and I both wanted to know, how can we get on CMC any faster? We put our application in for CMC over 10 days ago, It's currently still pending. We've sent a few follow-up messages to them. I think they're just backlogged right now. So hopefully it'll be early next week, but just right now it's in their hands, and yeah, we're excited for when it actually happens.
Exactly, and just a very tiny little thing that actually is like similar. You can go now on BSC scan and you actually have like the full information, so you're not going to be confused which one of those taste tokens is actually ours. So we'll have all the social links, the logo is there now, so that will like sort out a lot more so far.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, that happened today?
Yeah, it happened this morning.
Yeah, because I don't know if many folks noticed that when we launched, there was at least, 15 replicas, essentially, fake TasteNFT tokens that were on BSC. So we really kind of put a rush in to get our logo, our socials on the BSC scan underneath the taste token contract, so people can more easily identify that this is a legit one to invest in. So
exactly.
So anyway, a few more things on the roadmap before we move on. The marketplace is scheduled to launch next month. This is actually, I would say, a rush order to get this done. This is one of the main priorities that we're working on with developers to push this out for everyone. And I want to stress just how important this is for our project, because this essentially gives the token a major use case where you can basically take the taste token and exchange it for artwork, NFT artwork. That is amazing. There are a lot of projects out there that are a lot bigger than us that are still working on achieving this goal. So this is basically a way, think of it as another exchange, essentially, but it's an exchange that is purely dedicated to the taste token.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're currently really working on like getting people involved to also then like put artwork up there on the marketplace, and we have several people that have expressed real interest and will be putting artwork up there. We will coming week we will make like a new web page where you can like look at the partners and the artwork that will be kind of shown there on the marketplace. And just again, like a shout out to like Chris Instinct, the photographer, who made like these amazing 2 examples of NFTs that we kind of airdrop to some of you lucky winners. And so he is like super excited about our marketplace, and will we might have more airdrops coming up even, but he will certainly put his work up there on the marketplace. And he has amazing connections with lots of really cool models, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, because as many of you guys know, we talked about this before, we don't want to launch a marketplace and then there's nothing inside the marketplace to basically sell for taste tokens on day one. So this is a combination that a lot of marketplaces run into. This happened with like Airbnb. They launched their platform, but then they needed people to create listings to sell stuff, actually, to list out their rooms or houses on the platform. So we're trying to make sure that we have that in place, actually, just a day or so before launch, so that they already have their NFTs minted in the marketplace, so that folks can go in and actually acquire them, for taste tokens immediately. And the marketplace is going to grow from there. So we want to stress that it's not just for artists like Chris Instinct or other artists actually that are going to be going on there to list their NFT art. It could be you and anyone out there actually that might have art that they want to turn into an NFT and later sell it for taste tokens. So I think this is going to be really big, and it's going to create a massive use case for the token. Even after the NFT airdrop, just asked a few people in the community, hey, anybody want to sell their Series 1 NFT for about 50 billion taste tokens? And a few folks said, nope, I'm just going to hold on to it for right now. So, but yeah, I don't know exactly what the current NFTs for the Series 1 are going for right now, but I think definitely less than 50 billion taste tokens. So yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty big. And so just to add to, everyone knows, it's not unknown news, the market is down right now. So next week we're gonna be starting a little bit more of a marketing campaign, dealing stuff with like Moonshot Monday to get ourselves out there a little bit more. But we're trying to be very conscious of the current market conditions with like the price of like BNB, Bitcoin, to not just waste our current marketing funds actually on campaigns that just don't make any sense. I've said this numbers of times in the Telegram group that when you do a lot of marketing right now, it's going to be difficult to get people actually to leave a project that they're down 4 or 5 times in to jump onto another project without a really good use case properly in place, because they have to take a loss currently what they're in to do that, and that's a hard thing to do. Personally, I have other tokens that I'm holding that are down 3-4 times what they're worth, and it's difficult in this current climate to, I would say, let go and then move on to another project. So something we're working on.
Right, and it would be just really stupid to basically just waste all that money right now when it's has very little effect. So we have to make sure that we actually have funds ready. Then when the market picks up again, that we actually can really kind of pick up on that and kind of ride up the ladder with the market, and not just basically we're running out of funds when we had half a chance to actually promote our Taste token successfully.
Yeah, and as you guys know, we are in contact with some YouTubers you guys have even heard of. Tyler Hill, he's already reached out, actually expressed interest in making a YouTube video about our project. He already went over and did a review of our tech rate audit, and he's interested in doing it. But it just makes more sense to promote that after Certec has the actual audit, from onboarding to live on their website. And also it'd be great if it's in combination with CMC. So we try to time these things perfectly so that there's a good reaction in the community, because we're going to have a lot of folks come in, I think, once the CMC listing goes live, and after a YouTuber, I think Tyler has 40,000 subscribers, something like that, does a video talking about our project. So that's kind of the marketing right now. Just a little small explanation of it, but there's more stuff about it in the pinned messages. Please definitely check that out. For later in the year, what we got planned is we want to get on more centralized exchanges, and now I'm talking tier 1 exchanges, which would be big ones like KuCoin, Bittrex, and everyone's saying all the time, when Binance. I've got probably a decent amount of messages actually about Win Binance hundreds of times, and I'm just gonna say, look at some of the other top deflationary tokens. SafeMoon, for example, they're struggling with getting on Binance, and they have millions of wallet addresses, and I don't know, I think it's $4 or $5 billion market cap. So it's a feat for something to do. Not something that I'm gonna say it's not something that we're not thinking about, but we just want to see, hopefully what process they go through to achieve such a goal, being a deflationary token too.
Right, and they actually meet from there, what they say, obviously take it with a grain of salt, but they basically say they meet all requirements for Binance, and they're still not on there. So we have a long road to go for that, but obviously we want our token to be successful, so we're not going to be standing on the brake for something like that. So that's certainly going to be pursued in the future. Yeah,
absolutely, and I think that'd be I don't know, the top goal to be on Binance, possibly Coinbase, but that'd be pretty big, I think, actually, to get listed on those exchanges. So yeah, that's pretty much just going over the roadmap. Right now, we're going to check with some of the mods to see if there's any questions from you guys. I see there's probably a couple in here. So let me pull those up. And we did get one of the questions, when CMC. Again, we reiterate, application that's been put in, was in now, I think, 11 days ago. We could pop up, I don't know, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's technically a holiday, so maybe, fingers crossed, we'll see it actually tomorrow. But yeah, something that, we are really pushing for, because it only gives massive awareness to the token in the community. So yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah, and then we also have a question what the difference is between TasteNFT and NFT art. And the real difference is that we kind of really focus on a niche. NFT art has all type of different NFT artwork, and we want to really create a space for the sensual art part. So we have artists that kind of can find their audience for their artwork specifically, and there is a huge market for that. And actually, unfortunately, not in many people's minds. Like lot of people's minds pivot like very easily to the cum rocket audience, which
Porn
we don't.
rocket.
Porn rocket.
It's like a number though.
Yeah, which we don't really want to be associated with. So we kind of try to kind of stay like with our name of tasteful, but there will like be a huge variety within that space as well. And it's, as we say it again and again, like the artists themselves will eventually decide like what they want to put up there. We will have some moderation on that marketplace, so we can like filter out like heads being cut off or porn with animals or children and stuff like that. But we also don't want it to like narrow it down too much. So we want artistic freedom to be on there. So we think that's actually going to be a really, really popular thing, and we hope that we also can kind of spread a little bit the sensual side of these type of artistic works.
Yeah, and then as like big point you pointed out is that there has to be moderation on these platforms. Like I've been in close contact with some of the reviewers actually with Baker Swap, and we've had a few conversations with them just how they run their platform. Also OpenSea, Treasureland, we've talked to them. There's other platforms actually that have marketplaces and what they utilize to not to say exactly block what's being uploaded to their platform, but just make sure that it's not copyright, it's not inappropriate, as Adina mentioned, because if you do stuff like that on our platform, the platform itself runs a risk of being shut down. Right. So there will be moderation. There will be ways that we have in place to moderate what actually gets listed on there. But we do want it to be like open to a lot of people actually, and so we're currently in talks actually of ways to create like what's called like verified accounts so that they can probably list a little bit faster rather than somebody just popped onto the platform and just like, oh, I want to list like 1,000 NFTs immediately of the same thing, and you don't know exactly where it's coming from. So yeah, we think it's gonna be like really big once it takes place. But again, hopefully early, late June, we'll let you guys know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, there have been like lots of questions of when exactly is it going to be launched. We don't want to like narrow it down too much because software development is difficult to really have a fixed timeline. And our developers really work like really fast already.
Yeah.
And things can come up that, you might find a problem that you have to solve on the way. And so it's difficult to say whether it's going to be in the 3rd week or the 4th week of June. It's planned. It seems like going according to the timeline we have set out, so it will be there in June. But yeah, like there might be problems on the way, and it might not be exactly in the 3rd week, so we don't want to be too specific.
Yeah, I don't want to even exact the date of it actually. Yeah. But yeah, working with development, they said we can get it done by June, so that's what we're shooting for right now. But yeah, that's if anybody knows any NFT marketplaces that are out there that have gone through the process of developing a marketplace that actually purely takes mostly their token in the marketplace. It seems fairly rare for that to happen. There's a lot of them that take Warp BNB or BNB or even OpenSea, which actually takes mostly Ethereum and USDC. But it's a select few, I would say less than a handful out there that at least I've been able to find individually that take their own token. Like even the Cum Rocket token actually, they're currently in progress to actually make it so they can take their own token. So it's a different level of development to achieve that. So it's just not something you can get done immediately. So we're 2 weeks in, shooting for June. We're gonna make it happen. So we have another question in here. Have you contacted any direct nude art models to publish their NFTs exclusively on TasteNFT? We've contacted a number of content creators actually. There's one actually in particular that does do nude art. We don't know exactly per se if that's the only art they're going to be putting onto the website.
Yeah, and like I know that like there are other platforms that have like creators that only produce art for their own marketplace, but we're not really we personally don't really like that idea much, because which artist would like to have would like to be constrained to only one place to basically sell their artwork? That's as much too a small audience overall for artists in general, especially if they're professionals. So if you want to have an artist that does exclusively art for our marketplace, it's likely not going to be a professional person, because they have to live from what they do. So rather than having exclusive art that is like mediocre, we rather want to go like bigger, have professional and more popular artists that might like publish their work elsewhere. But that's so that's kind of the plan. So that's why we don't want to constrain it and have them exclusively produce art for our marketplace. It will still be rarity there in other ways, and I'm sure it's going to be successful either way.
Yeah, definitely. And I know we've got a number of questions actually in the community too about like, when are you guys going to update the website? When are you going to revamp the website or change the website? I want to focus right now on the saying this again. A lot of our primary focus is actually getting this marketplace up actually within a very quick and efficient manner. So the website right now actually, is I would say serving its purpose. There have been a number of recommendations that we've taken from the community and made changes. I think probably at least 20 or so far. It's like we get a recommendation about changing several things every single day, but we don't want to focus too much time actually on adjusting the font or little colors here and there on the website. I think there was one recommendation earlier, just, guys, can you put your photos in black and white, or could you like move them so they're separate, or we're trying to like focus more again on getting the marketplace up and running, because yes, the website is the landing page, which is big to show where people will go to get into the community. But once we get the marketplace up and running, there is going to be a revamp. There is going to be a different like structure to the entire TasteNFT platform, how that all works. So I hope that explains that question there. So we have here a question again. What are your marketing plans for the near future? This was brought up a little bit earlier, just talking about how we're looking, to have a video, as I mentioned, by like Tyler Hill, but we want to have some achievements completed, which is going to be, as I mentioned, CMC, get the Certic audit from onboarding to live again, so everyone can see it. And once that happens, hopefully, the markets are covered a little bit more. So we're not really utilizing marketing funds actually at a low cap, because everyone has to think about this. And for those who do not know, the marketing wallet releases 5.2 trillion tokens every week. Okay. And at our current market cap, that's roughly worth about, I would say, $8,000. So whatever we spend right now, if we go to a $10 million market cap, it's spending 10 times what the token actually could be worth. So doing heavy marketing right now, as I mentioned earlier, to try to force people from other projects that they are massively down in is, in my opinion, a very difficult time right now. And you could spend thousands of dollars, and because I'm going to explain that YouTubers usually charge around $2,000 to $3,000, and that's on the low side, just to do a video. Like, we've been contacted by TikTokers. They're a couple grand to do that. So, do a couple YouTube videos and a TikTok video, and boom, we've actually used up all of our marketing funds already on that. And from my personal review, going through and looking at some of the YouTube videos that have come up on other projects, you see somewhat of a little bit of a bump in their price, go up a little bit, but then it usually levels off pretty quickly the next day, especially in the current climate they're in right now. So again, I think that, getting listed on CMC when that happens, and the Certec, we're pushing really hard to see if they can possibly announce a tweet about that once that's completed. So that's going to be a big marketing thing right there in itself. But yeah, that's kind of our main focus right now when it comes down to marketing. And again, we mentioned earlier, Moonshot Monday's coming up, so we're going to need the community to really participate in that because that gets a lot of attention for them.
Yeah, and just what you're maybe not aware of, like in the background, we're actually working really hard to get up like a really good marketing infrastructure, which means like collecting data about where our community or where people coming from, so we can actually target communities more specifically to have a little bit more reach. And that means like setting up like all the different social channels, like get people on board that can like monitor those and keep them like really up to date like every day and do posts and etc. So that's all happening in the background and we're like at a really good place there, but like it still needs some work. And so that's where our like effort goes in, so that when like all this, the market is so down, like when that picks up again, we're ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. So we have another question here. How many tokens are you going to burn in the future? Okay, so I don't know if anyone's had a chance. Let's talk about the tokenomics.
Sure.
Okay, we have a 1 quadrillion supply for our tokens. Okay, so when the initial launch happened, we burned 30% of our tokens, and you guys can see that as I think it's listed as wallet number 1 in BSC scan.
It's the one with all the zeros
all
and
the
the
zeros.
dead at the end.
Yeah, and currently, last time I checked, with all the different movement and transfers and buys and sells, we're currently at about 28 trillion tokens have been burned in the last 2 weeks. And that's how that works with our tokenomics, is that every time there is a transfer, 10%, 5% goes towards liquidity, the LP, so you guys can make trades back and forth on PancakeSwap. And then another 5% is redistributed to all the wallet holders within the contract. So the dead wallet is considered, a wallet. It's a wallet holder. So the dead wallet holds right now about, I would say, 32%, roughly. 32.8% of supply. So every time there is a 5% redistribution, 32% of that 5% is going to the dead wallet. So it's constantly burning. Every transaction, every buy, every sell, there is a burn that is happening based on the tokenomics.
Right.
Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. And if anyone was wondering if we do plan on burning anything that's available, like the marketing wallet, I'm gonna say no right there, because if we burn the marketing wallet, how can we do marketing?
I mean, hopefully we'll like the marketplace will make some profits and we can like kind of maintain funds there or with the marketplace. But no, we're not planning on burning any additional tokens. That will solely be due to transaction and the tokenomics.
Yeah, definitely.
So some other.
No, it's a website revamp. Wind Moon. Yeah. We're working on that.
Yeah. Are you planning to expand your team to get more muscle and do things efficiently and fast? Yes, we are working on that every day. But it's like a difficult process. You have to vet people, make sure, like in the crypto space, it's very difficult to actually get people to reveal their identity.
Yeah.
So it's a vetting process for each person that wants to contribute. And right now we're also a little bit short on funds, so we also want to compensate these people, especially professionals that we would hire on. So like most of the efforts that have been done have been like due to like really generous community members who just jumped in and made their expertise available, and we're super thankful for that. And yes, like we hope that we will grow and it will be a company eventually that can hire on professionals, developers, web developers, so you don't have anything to criticize on the website. We're trying to grow and hire on people, but it's a little bit a slow process because it's difficult to figure out like, are these people legit and are they not gonna
anything malicious with the project. Because that's a big thing actually, because as you guys can see right now, you guys can look us up. We're real. We're the co-founders of this project, and there are a number of mods and admins actually that we work with every single day that do an amazing damn job, in my opinion, with helping with the community. And they're spending too a lot of times their own money to do a little bit of marketing here, to help out with the project here and there. I just want to do a shout out to Seiko for all the work he does.
And for the website, and don't be too harsh. Like, he did a really great job, and he made it like a lot better than it was before. So, but yeah, he does that in his free time by also managing at the same time all the chat and all the other things that he's doing. So yeah, a little bit lenience there, please.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we're working with a number of individuals, but yeah, in the future, especially if we go from from a 6,000 Telegram community to a 20,000 Telegram community, we're definitely going to need to vet some more mods and admins to come in and help out. Actually, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll try a last one.
So we got a long question here. Are you contacting investors to get them into the project? Getting support from strong hands would be good and would boost the chart back up so new investors would get attracted by it, to be honest. We're not directly right now reaching out to investors to basically, I'd say, throw money into the project. Our focus has mostly been right now, we had a number of meetings with like KYC folks, developers. I think we met like 4 or 5 different ones before we decided on which developer to utilize for our marketplace. But in regards to actually trying to go out and find money to throw into the project, no, we have not been really focusing on that too much. Maybe once we get the marketplace actually up, we'll look into potential larger investors. And some people can see this actually on, for example, OpenSea. They actually have an investors section where I think Mark Cuban is like one of the main investors of that project. So our main focus is going to be, like I said, get the marketplace up, and then maybe afterwards we'll see, if there's some, big investors that want to drop, millions of dollars into the project. I think once they see the product and how everything works, there's going to be a lot of eyes giving it attention.
I think that was more or less it.
Okay, so it looks like that's most of the questions. I'll give it a minute or so longer, and then I think we might call it. So what are we at? About 34 minutes so far. So give it a minute or so longer if there's any additional questions. Just going to reiterate a few facts about the project. Again, we got the update on BSC, so you guys can go there and see the logo and the token. So, the social channels are updated on there, so you can tell there's still, unfortunately, a few fake honeypots floating around there on BSC. So that's just an unfortunate thing. But now you can see our token has its logo on it. You can distinguish it. We do have a question here that what do you think about staking? And so I want to let everyone know this will actually be announced in the Telegram chat, I believe, later today. But we are currently working on some partnerships actually with other platforms that allow farming, staking for the token. So that'd be like their token / our token, and it'd be a farming pool, so that you can, if you stake our token, you will earn their token. It's similar to what you guys would see on PancakeSwap by staking BNB and earning cake, stuff like that. That'd be something that we're currently working on with a few different other projects out there.
So let's take a last question. When moon? This question comes up a lot. We don't know. We're not fortune tellers.
Yeah.
We're also not astrologists. So yeah, who knows? We'll see when the market recovers and where that goes. But it's not us controlling where the chart goes. That's you guys.
Yeah,
so
that's the community.
You decide when it's gonna moon or not.
Yeah, that's you guys doing your own research. And if someone comes in tomorrow with $10 million and throws them to the project, that's great. But we don't decide that. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for right now. We appreciate everyone for tuning in to our first video AMA. We're going to have this video available for people to watch later if they want. I know we all live in different time zones, and I believe even some of the mods that are currently in the chat. I think it's like 5 a.m. for them right now. So we appreciate everyone for taking the time again to tune in. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.